What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Primetime Podcast. My name is Justin, and today, Episode 6, The Mystery of Chris Houlihan. Some of you may know what I'm talking about, some of you may not. Those of you who are Zelda fans, I am almost certain you probably know what I'm going to be covering today. But even if you don't know, it's a very interesting topic. At least I find it very interesting. And I'm going to be digging into it today. But before we get started, I just want to shout out the great sponsor of Primetime 21st Gaming, Catalyst Mints.
What's good, everybody? It's your homeboy T-Pain. Let's take a look at some cool stuff. Here we go. Boom! Catalyst Mints. You know what these are? Energy mints. Amazing. You didn't think I was going to say that, but they are. I'll tell you a little something about this. Vitamin B, packed with it. Caffeine, packed with it. You know what it's not packed with? Sugar. You don't want that. Nobody wants that. You don't want calories. There's no calories in this. It's amazing. It's for your long gaming sessions after that weird date at Taco Bell. You don't want that. You want to be energized. Pop a mint, breath is good, and your energy is up. You know what's even cooler? You can either buy it like this, one pack, or you can buy the whole case. You can play Pulp Fiction with it. You can do a lot of stuff with this. So if you feel like getting arrested in the airport, then buy the whole case. It's a briefcase full of pills. Take a choice. Put it in there like that, boom. Now you're on your way. Catalyst Mints is the energy mint. I'm gonna need you to come take 6 of these. Pour them in your mouth, just open up the
Alright, let's get started with the mystery of Chris Houlihan. And I think the best place to start with this is where this story actually starts, is with Nintendo Power. Nintendo Power was one of the most iconic video game magazines of all time. It had a lot to offer. You know, it began with the NES era, and it ended with the Wii U. And so you got to think that's a lot of content over the years. You know, covering the NES, SNES, 64, GameCube, Wii. Wii. It covered all of them, and up to this time of the recording, it stopped at the Switch. And like I said, who knows? Maybe years from now they'll relaunch Nintendo Power, which would be awesome. But at this point, no, they haven't done any more. I'm pretty sure that Nintendo Power is actually a podcast now, or something like that. I've seen on my Switch, like if you go on the Switch and go to, I don't know if it's under the store or if it's under news or something, it comes up as a podcast. So I've never heard it. I'd like to check into it sometime. So if you haven't heard it, definitely check it out. But I'd prefer it as a magazine, though. Anyway, a lot to, there was a lot to offer through Nintendo Power, and I never subscribed to it as a kid, but I would always go to my middle school or even my elementary school library, and we would we were able to look at the magazines. We could never check them out and like take them home, but we could look at them while we were there. And there was always there was really cool stuff in Nintendo Power, like Counselor's Corner, classified informations, the top 30, the mailbox stuff, and of course contests, which brings me to Nintendo Power Volume 16, page 13. So if you collect Nintendo Power, it'd be cool to go back and actually look at this stuff. I've started collecting Nintendo Power magazines, probably I'd say 10 years ago, and but anyway, this is the magazine. It has Maniac Mansion on the cover. Like I said, Volume 16, page 13, and it has the War Mech Challenge. Now, War Mech is a boss in the Final Fantasy game for NES, but he's pretty rare to come across. And from what I've read, it's like a 1 to 250 chance he even appears. So, it's super rare. That's why it's that's why it's a contest. It's not the easiest thing to do. But it reads on the page, have you ever imagined yourself in an NES game? Well, this is your chance. If you meet War Mech, snap a photo of him and send it to the address below by October 15th, 1990. One winner will be randomly selected, and his or her name will be programmed in a future Nintendo game. A little on down, it says the drawing date will be on or about November 1st, which I find hilarious that they don't even know when the drawing will exactly be. And it just wasn't for this, though. Nintendo Power, any kind of contest they did, they always said on or about. So, and also, all entrants had to be from the U.S. Now, the myth would say that winner would be none other than Chris Houlihan. And that's fine and all, but I can't find that anywhere. Like, I've read online a couple message boards, people were saying that it was announced 2 issues later, Nintendo Power Volume 18. And I have that issue, and I have read that book up and down, just trying to find the name of the winner of this contest. And I have found 2 different sources online that says it's in that magazine. I have not found it. I have looked through that magazine. It's volume 18. It's got Dr. Mario on the cover. I can't find it. And I thought maybe I'm missing some pages, but the pages are numbered along the bottom. On the bottom of the page, they're numbered. I'm not missing any pages. I've read this Nintendo Power more than I've probably read any other Nintendo Power in my collection, just looking for this. So the mystery to me is, one of the mysteries anyway, how do we even know that Chris Houlihan won this contest? Like, where's the proof at? If it's not in this Nintendo Power magazine, which I'm telling you it's not, I have read this thing up and down, and if you have the issue and somehow you can find his name in that magazine, please do send it to me. You can find me on Twitter at Primetime21st, or send it to me and on Instagram at Primetime21st_gaming. I would love to see it. I can't find it anywhere. So on these message boards that I've been reading of, I mean, these go back. People were 2007, 2009, 2012. People posting pictures of the War Mech Challenge in Volume 16 of Nintendo Power, but nobody can post the actual picture of Chris being announced the winner, which leads me to the mystery. How can we tie in the winner of this challenge being Chris Houlihan if there is no proof of it? Now, he didn't get put in an NES game. He got put in a Super Nintendo game, if we follow the story that is told. But he got put in one of the greatest video game franchises of all time, so this was a pretty good deal here. Got put in one of the biggest video game franchises of all time, and one of the biggest games for that franchise, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Now, where he got the short end of the stick was to get to his little secret room. And let me also say, he didn't actually get put in the game. They didn't make like a little sprite of him, how he looks, or anything like that. His name's in the game. But to get to his secret room is not easy. It's not a part of the game. It's not like you have to you get to the room by going through the game. It's not like that. It actually took 12 years before anybody was able to find this secret room. So in 2004, somebody was able to find this, and it was all by accident, because to get to the room, you have to confuse the game. You have to trick it. You have to make it think Link is somewhere that he's not, and then the game gets confused and just basically throws you in that room. It's like a debug room or something. But the only way I've ever had it work for me is if I have Link standing in front of like a hole in the ground, and I place a bomb in front of Link. The bomb will blow Link backwards into the hole, and it confuses the game and places me in the top secret room by Chris Houlihan. Now, when you get in there, and there's all kinds of different ways to try to get there, so you can look on YouTube. There's people, showing how they've been able to get to the room. But when you do get to the room contains 45 blue rupees and a message that reads, it's on the wall, like a little tile on the wall. It says, "My name is Chris Houlihan, and this is my top secret room. Keep it between us, okay?" Obviously, none of us kept the secret because we're all talking about it today. I am probably the only one like today that is really interested in it. Like I said, though, there's message boards out there where people were getting into it years ago, but I find it very interesting that one, it is so hidden. The room is so hidden. Does he even know that's where it's at? Like, I would like to think that Nintendo let him in on it. Like, hey, remember you won the War Mech Challenge, that Nintendo Power contest where you got to be in a game? Well, congratulations. You're going to be in A Link to the Past, the new Legend of Zelda game. Did they let him know that? Because it did say they were going to contact him by mail. So I don't know if, maybe they contacted him that way. But here's where another mystery comes in for me. Well, before I get to that, apparently what I've read, it was going to be a part of the actual game, and then last second they didn't make it a part of the game. It is a part of the game, but like I said, it's just you have to glitch to get there, which is very odd, and that's kind of screwy, honestly. But the other mystery, though, is did he ever know that he won? It took 12 years. 12 years before it was ever found. So did he never find his own room? And another mystery is, where is he today? Where is Chris Houlihan today? I've seen rumors of maybe he's dead. And I know that's a little out there, like a little, kind of creepy to think about, especially if you visit the room now. But it's a possibility. But my thing is, why hasn't he come out and been like, hey, I'm Chris Houlihan, I'm that guy? Like, for example, Nintendo Power held a contest where the winner would be an extra in the movie The Mask 2 alongside Jim Carrey. Well, as we know, The Mask 2 did not happen. There was a sequel called Son of the Mask, but it did not include Jim Carrey, and it was many years past when The Mask 2 was supposed to actually be filmed. And that guy had recently come out and said, hey, I'm that guy. His name's Nathan Runk. I found his video on YouTube. He has proof, a letter from THQ saying that, The Mask 2 would basically not be happening. But Nintendo made it right with him. Like, they sent him Nintendo THQ, all that. They sent him some Nintendo games. They actually let him talk on the phone with voice actor Leslie Swan, who at that time was the voice actor for, or the voice actress for Princess Peach. So they did some pretty cool things with him. He also got like a leather jacket or something with The Mask 2, and he claims, there's no other one like that in the world probably. So he has his proof. So maybe Chris Houlihan doesn't have the proof to come out and be like, hey, I'm that guy. But then again, you can go on message boards and you have people on there trying to be Chris Houlihan, and you can just tell that I don't know, a lot of them have come out and said, hey, no, I'm just joking, it's not me. But who knows, maybe one of them actually is him, but he just doesn't have the proof to prove that he is the one. So there's it's a rumor that maybe he did die, or maybe he never knew, that the room to this day, and I find that hard to believe, because who hasn't Googled their name? Even if he's alive today, let's say he's alive today, who hasn't Googled their name? If you Google Chris Houlihan, that is the first thing that comes up. So even if he didn't find it when he won the contest, he's able to Google his name and see all kinds of people today who have found his secret room. But nothing. There's no video. Like I said, maybe he doesn't have proof, but there's all kinds of, which also leads me to, if there's no proof, then how can we connect that name, Chris Houlihan, to that contest? Maybe Chris Houlihan was a made-up name that when making The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past and you fall into this bug room, that was just a made-up name that was put in there. I mean, that kind of doesn't make sense because the name doesn't ever come up again in any of the other Zelda games, but I don't know, it's a big mystery. So is the mystery of where's he at today? Is this even connected to that contest? Where is the proof? That's the thing. Everyone's looking for the proof. The proof of it saying that he was the winner of this contest. That's the only proof that anyone's looking for. And like I said, they say it's in that one magazine, volume 18, but nobody can post a picture of it. I have the magazine. and it's not in there. So there's even a conspiracy, and it's really out there. You're not going to believe this, but some people actually believe that when he won, his soul was trapped in the video game. He is in that video game. I know, it's crazy, but it's actually, it's out there. So the Game Boy Advance version had the name Chris Houlihan removed from the room, which I find very weird. I don't know why they would have done that, but the room is still there. It's just labeled a top secret room, and it's also not in the Japan version, just the North American version. So obviously, if you have the original cart, you'll be able to find it. If you had gotten A Link to the Past on the Virtual Console for like Wii, or you bought it for Wii U, you're able to find it. If you've gotten an SNES Classic, you're able to find it. I just recently did that. Before I did this podcast, I wanted to get to the room, and I did it on the SNES Classic. So if you are wanting to pay a visit to Chris Houlihan, feel free to do it. I mean, if it's tricky. Look it up on YouTube. Check it out, and be one of many that can say that you made it to the secret room that is many years, the mystery of many years in the making. So, but as of now, guys, it still remains a mystery. And if you're able to maybe put any pieces together that solve that mystery, please let me know. Send it to me. Send it my way. Put it in the comments down below. Send it to me on Twitter, wherever. Like I said, you can find my social media stuff in the links in the description below. But and if for some odd chance that Chris Houlihan is out there, the actual Chris Houlihan, and you happen to come across this podcast, feel free to contact me. I would love to have you on the podcast. Could you imagine? Like, that would be awesome. That would be not record breaking, but groundbreaking. This is a huge, not just for Legend of Zelda fans, this is a huge mystery for gamers. Like, it's just been out there, and people can't solve it, and we want to solve it. But of course, you'd have to have proof. I'm not just going to have some jabron on claiming that he's Chris Houlihan. It's not going to happen. But anyway, that's it, guys. That's all we've got. That's all the research I've done. That's as much as I have found. So there's not a whole lot on it, but there's enough to where we just need one more bit of evidence to link all this together. So I also mentioned that Nathan Runt guy, who was the contest winner for the Mask 2, to be a part of that. I want to think that he said he was 13 years old when he won that. And Nintendo Power reached out to kids. So I would almost think that Chris Houlihan was young as well. So at least in my mind, he was young winning that contest. But, I don't know at this point. Like I said, the rumors are out there. Is he alive? Is he dead? It may be a mystery that we never know. So that's going to do it, guys. This has been the Primetime Podcast, Episode 6. Be sure to check out the playlist on YouTube, Primetime 21st Gaming. Be sure to subscribe. All kinds of playlists on there, guys. You'll find reviews, you'll find gameplay, and of course, more episodes of the Primetime Podcast. But as for now, guys, all you can do is boot up the Super Nintendo and go pay a visit to the Chris Houlihan room. It's a mystery. Thank you guys for listening.